Atif, if I ask you questions, you explained a little bit in private, but perhaps it's of interest to many of us. What time of the day that you actually write this diary? And how did you write it? You write it in paper, you write it using your laptop, and can you tell us a little bit more of the technicalities? I'm going to comment after that.
Actually, part of the diary is written in my handwriting, actually. Because we didn't have electricity. People forgot that the people of Gaza, now for a year, and now it's 23, a year and 2 weeks, they don't have electricity.
There's no electricity.
No electricity. Some people, they're lucky, they used to have like cellular energy on their, top of floor. Like my sister, she used to have one. So I used sometimes to walk to her place, which is dangerous. It's the very east of the Jala camp, to charge the laptop. Of course, charging the laptop means it takes like 2 hours to charge it. And okay, at that time I had to walk like for 45 minutes, it's okay. But then 2 hours to charge it, Then I wake up in the morning, I write. So, so why it's the night? I cannot write in the night because there is no electricity. And if I open the laptop and and the drone sees something lighted in the house, of course, they will hit the place. So, but many times I couldn't do this. I couldn't charge my laptop. And one time in the day, I think the laptop is broken for 5 days. I think a water or something filled in it. So I have to write in my handwriting. So when I write in my handwriting, I will take photo of this and send it via WhatsApp to my publishers. And sometimes for my English publisher, I will read it to him through voice messages. And I still have them in my messages to him. For my Arabic publisher, I have very bad handwriting, I have to say. It's very, very bad handwriting. And he has to struggle actually with this, just to make it clear. And sometimes you will see, and you don't have internet always. Like when I was in Rafah, I have to walk 3 kilometers from the very west of Rafah, where my tent was, near the beach, to the very east. The Palestinian Red Crescent, they destroyed it later on, this place. So they have solar energy, So I was charging my laptop there and having, of course, they had coffee at that time, so this was great, to have coffee in the wall is something at that time. You would pay $100 for one. Yeah, because then, anyway, nothing was there. So I used to go there walking, of course, and then this believes me like an hour and a half walking. Then I have to go back an hour and a half. So you waste the afternoon in preparing for writing. Then in the morning I will wake up, because simply most of the events takes place in the night, the attacks. So you wake up, and this is where you're exhausted because you couldn't sleep. So it's even more, I would say, more emotional to write, So, and people are exhausted and they sleep, so you wake up and you start, and it's not that morning was more safe in Gaza, no, it's all dangerous. But it's, just it happens like this, in the morning it's more calm. I think they got tired maybe, so the drones and the operators of the drones and the generals, they got tired, so they relax.
The reason why I'm asking this is this, because on the one hand, you're very descriptive about the events that evolve, but on the other hand, you also pour in your feeling, your sensitivity toward the circumstances in its day as things were happening.
This is my habit as a novelist. You said, I think you spoke in Tunisia, but I got some. I'm not psychologist. I'm not historian. I'm not journalist. So I was doing kind of, narrative, personal narrative, sort of to interrupt.
Yeah, sure. And that's why it is beautiful then. It is a beautiful writing, because on the one hand you're descriptive and you're describing reality, but on the other hand it's also full of imaginations, translated into choice of events, choice of words in your writing. That's why I wonder what time of the day, because it requires freshness. It requires, some kind of ambience that allow you to write. But what's amazing is this is being done on a constant basis. You're doing it daily, every day you're doing it. And there are days in which, you may not be able to sleep at all at night. And then you have to help here and there. But you manage to keep writing every day. I
was taking care of my son, actually.
Yeah. But you are also showing us that perhaps in today's world, it's the Palestinian that we can call as the strongest nation on earth today. It's the Palestinian. And that's through this message. Yes, there is a story of suffering, but beyond that story, it's about the strength. And I'm always amazed, with mothers of Palestinian. Because behind the strength of the Palestinians, there are outstanding mothers yang melahirkan anak-anak pejuang seperti like yourself. Thank you.